find you all here.
Hey, welcome back to Bandwagon Fans. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jason.
And we are debuting a new little show we're going to call this Crazy 80s. Like a lot of you, we grew up in the 80s, and it was one of the best times for movies. So we're going to go back, look back at our childhood, your childhood, or maybe your parents' childhood. But what do we got
What do we got to start? Well, we're going all the way back. We're going all the way back to 1980 for this one. We're starting at the very beginning. Midnight Madness. This was a classic staple for those beginning HBO years. If you had HBO, you were growing up in the early 80s, chances are you saw this movie even if you don't remember the title.
Yes.
Yeah?
Plot?
Yeah, scavenger hunt. 5 teams. There's this guy, he refers to himself as the game master. Leon.
Yep.
He looks like the oldest grad student in the history of film. He's got his 2 darlings with him, Candy and Sunshine, that do his errands for him. Movie starts out with these 2 girls delivering messages to the leader
the captain,
of the 5 teams.
The team captains.
Right.
Probably most famous of the captains is David Naughton.
Yes, fresh off of being a pepper stint of his, and 1 year before he turned into a werewolf.
Yep, the star of American Werewolf in London. And then you had Stephen Furst.
Stephen Furst, you know him as Flounder from Animal House, and of course, you know, he played the token fat guy in a lot of comedies from the 80s, Up the Creek.
Yeah. Rich, he was the rich team, the rich guy.
Yeah, he was your rich, spoiled.
Eddie, then you have Eddie Deason.
Eddie Deason, token nerd.
He wasn't a token nerd. He was the nerd.
He was, I mean, you know, starting with Eugene from Grease. Yeah, and going all the way through the decade.
Eugene from Grease, Revenge of the Nerds.
He was not in Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, that's right.
Common mistake. All right?
You're right.
It was Carradine that played Louis Skolnick. Not John Carradine, but Robert Carradine.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, classic mistake that a lot of people think he's in that movie because he was such a nerd.
Yeah.
But no, he was actually busy, I would think, filming Surf 2 at that time, maybe.
Yeah. And then we had the red team was the...
Red team was your typical female, you know, females.
Yeah, it was an all-female sorority. It was a sorority.
Yeah, sorority.
Sort of. Mm-hmm. Probably the oldest college in America at the time.
Oh, yeah, your average student's age was 30, I'm
30,
convinced. Yeah. I mean, getting on to the next team, we have your
the meat
fraternity.
Wagon.
The meat wagon.
Yeah. So the meat wagon, I think
half of them were balding,
and they were supposed to be like the offensive line fraternity.
Yeah,
football team.
The meat line, right? Yeah, is that what they referred to it?
Yeah, it was the meat wagon.
The meat wagon, yeah.
So you had the 5 teams. All 5 teams initially didn't want to take part.
No, but I guess Leon did his investigating and his research, and he knew that he chose the right antagonist for each team because they all had kind of a grudge with each other.
Leon had like Mary Sue levels of precognition. He knew exactly what everybody was going to do before they did it.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, all 5 teams said, all the captains said they wanted nothing to do with this, and then within 10 minutes, everybody was on board. Everybody wanted to beat everybody else. They all hated each other.
Right. Either they hated each other in the case of red, green, and white, or it was kind of, you know, the yellow team's David Naughton Adam was the goody two-shoes that Harold's father would always... you know, throw up to him and compare it to.
2 clear sets of rivalries.
Yeah,
The yellow and blue. David Naughton's team was yellow in a yellow Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
Very progressive team with a strong, assertive female, a black guy, and I don't even know. Oh,
and Flinch.
Finch or Flinch?
Flinch,
yeah.
And I'm guessing he got that name because he obviously was tormented a lot in high school and flinched a lot.
He actually looks like a very young Bob Saget, but it's not him.
All right, and of course the surprise member that comes in later, David Naughton's younger brother, played by a debuting Michael Fox before the J.
Pre-J, pre-Family Ties. And then Stephen Furst's team was the blue team.
That was the team of losers and misfits.
Yeah.
Talk about Emilio. You like Emilio?
Yeah, Emilio was probably my favorite character in the movie. He was Harold or Stephen Furst's best friend, and really best frenemy because as we're watching the movie, I'm like, he reminds me so much of Starscream from the Transformers cartoons.
Yeah.
Just undermining Harold, his best
Antagonizing,
friend, and
terrible.
antagonizing him. So Harold has this really cute girlfriend who's trying to insist that he stays on a diet, and Emilio just torments Harold with that every chance he gets.
Every opportunity, it's great. He has food stashes in the van that Emilio gets into and throws up to him and gets him in trouble about, and he gets in between him and his girlfriend and starts up stuff with them. And then you have what I think is Emilio's older brother in Barf. Barf is very, very funny.
Barf was
in your
single...
classic before PC mentally handicapped comedy type.
He was by far the most likable character in the entire movie.
Most innocent.
So the blue team, Harold's team, has this blue van, and it is an awesome van.
Oh well, wait. First off, we didn't mention Blade.
Oh, Blade.
Gotta love Blade.
Yeah.
He didn't say a word in the movie.
The second most likable character in the movie.
Yeah, he did finally laugh in the very end, but a lot of good little jokes with Blade there.
He was Mexican.
Again, another token.
Played up the racial stereotypes there, but
wouldn't walk through the metal detector at the airport.
Yeah. Really, okay. We'll hit the highlights of the rest of the teams. The green team, the meat wagon, a bunch of meatheads. And one of their guys was all about the beer and actually dove.
That was Armpit, wasn't it?
Yeah, Armpit dove into a vat of beer, and that was the highlight of their night. The red team, Lulu and
no. Well, we don't remember now. It was Lulu and the other gal. They were a pair of twins that were obese, and. Yeah. You know, there lies the humor of that, I suppose.
And they ended up, by the end of the movie, pairing up with Eddie Deazen's nerdy white team.
The debate team, I guess you would say.
Team.
Only team where I actually looked at the credits. Eddie Deazen was billed as Wesley. The other three were actually billed as Debater 1, 2, and 3. They didn't even have names.
and then David Naughton's yellow team. We're gonna spoiler alert. They win. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, but really, the only thing that matters in this movie and what makes this movie worth watching, it's the blue team.
Oh yeah, it's all about the blue team. If this team didn't have the blue team, it would be just I don't know what it would be.
It would be every other crappy
It would be a boring, sappy, kids a camp movie.
So that's why I jumped through the highlights of the other guys, because we can move on past them. Let's just talk Harold and his blue team.
Well, one special note though, the green team. One of the obstacles was to find a clue in the brewery, Pabst Blue Ribbon Brewery. That was the highlight of the green team. Yeah. The only highlight they had.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
But beer.
So Harold's team, the blue van.
Yeah.
With the supercomputer.
With the flames, the dome on the top.
A dome on the top that Barf kept sticking his head out of.
Touch-tone phone, very high state-of-the-art stuff for 1980.
Supercomputer, and let's just run through some of the highlights. Faggot Beefy. All right, so they go to a piano shop to find a clue, and they play these keys, and they get these letters from playing the keys. They got to unscramble the letters to find out the next clue. But. So their supercomputer, they were using a supercomputer to get
right, and so Harold's lagging. All the others get out of the van to go into the 88 Keys, the piano place. Harold's lagging. He's got his marshmallow stash. He's munching on marshmallows.
That his girlfriend doesn't want him eating.
No, he's on a diet, folks. So he opens up his computer and he puts the marshmallows in there like any dumbass who's rushed would. And lo and behold, they come back out to the van. He tries to enter the letters into the computer to decipher the code, and the marshmallow madness.
The marshmallows shorted out his computer.
There's a lot of madness in this movie.
So they now these lugheads had to start solving their puzzles on their own.
And so the letters that they got ended up Barf, of all people, they put in charge of this unscrambling, like he proved his worth, right? And so he unscrambles these letters to spell out and pronounce Fagabeefy. Fagabbeefe.
And we've been saying Fagabeefy since 1980.
It's been an inside joke our whole life.
Yeah. Waylon knows about it.
Some of my passwords, like in history, have even been that.
Yeah. So Faggot Beefy, instant highlight. What about the ball?
All right, the other clue that the blue team, another highlight, is they're trying to decipher another clue. 3 pictures and a red rubber ball. It's supposed to spell out pinball sit E, because there's a picture of a guy sitting, a picture of a pin, and a picture of just the letter E with a red ball. But the blue team end up, Melio thinks he's got it in the bag, and he says it's chair E point. And so Harold goes, well, that's all good, but what about the ball?
And he spells it out. They take some time. They really drag this on. He takes some time to go, here's the picture of the chair, here's the E, here's the pin, this is the point, chair E point.
And then Harold goes, well, what about the ball? And boing.
And ball just goes flying.
And at this point, Harold's just had his wits, and he just starts strangling Melio right there for anything.
Because Emilio's just been needling him all
This was the start of the
night.
strangles. I think, like, from that point to the end of the movie, I think Melio, Barf, even Lucille, they all get it from Harold in some way or another.
And then
Lucille gets a pie to the face in the end.
The other highlight of the blue team.
Yeah.
Johnny's Fat Boy Burgers.
Oh yeah, Johnny's Fat Boy Burgers, which is like a Bob's Big Boy. It was in California for years.
So for those of you that don't remember, Bob's Big Boy, it was a big cartoonish, like 50s Americana.
Yeah, like a fat guy
boy.
in overall, chubby boy in overalls,
checkered overalls,
holding a platter with a double-decker burger. Johnny's same thing. You know, it's a redheaded chubby boy with a paper hat. You have the Superman curl there, holding the platter on the burger. This cartoon of Johnny with the burger is outside the building, like, eh.
But you don't see that. But you don't see.
You don't see the cartoon first. You see the blue team laughing at Harold. Harold's like, "Come on, guys, would you hurry up?" And he's there holding a hubcap, and it looks just like the illustration. And he's side by side standing next to this cartoon, and he's just like they're busting.
They were so horrible to
the
him,
visual
to
is.
each other.
There's a lot of good visuals in this movie. That being a lot. That being
and really, when you're looking back at one of the hallmarks of 80s movies, there's a certain brand of 80s movies where it was just fun. Whether you're talking Up the Creek or Hamburgers.
I mean, it might not have been politically correct, but the hijinks, the shenanigans were very lighthearted.
And it's
even the mean-spirited stuff, it was the playground mean stuff.
This is definitely made for kids. It was actually a Disney movie.
Yeah, Buena Vista distributed it. Disney.
Was it? It had to be PG.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I don't think it was G, but definitely PG. I'm sure.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't even know, there actually were movies rated G at one time.
Well, the PG-13 rating actually. Remember the first movie that was PG-13?
No.
I believe it was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
We'll have to look.
It was that year.
It might have been.
But okay, right.
Yeah.
But they didn't even have that rating back then. Not that this movie would have been PG-13 in any way. I'm just saying.
So Midnight Madness, definitely one of the highlights of our childhood. This was
staple on HBO.
So much so that probably around mid '90s, before you could stream any movie you wanted.
Right.
His birthday, and I was trying to find a copy of Midnight Madness for his birthday, probably our senior year in high school. Maybe
and this was this the early day of eBay? Maybe not even eBay.
There was no.
This was way before eBay. That's right.
I would say
eBay came out in '96, but
I actually put in an ad.
You put in an ad
in the Chicago Tribune. We're still in Tucson, mind you. I put in an ad in the Chicago Tribune, trying to find somebody that might actually have a copy of this movie. And sure enough, I get a phone call, and the guy's like, "Hey, I'll send you a VHS tape for $40." And I ended up getting it, and this asshole lost it.
No, it's somewhere. I do still have it. One of the greatest presents I've ever been given.
Yeah. But one of the if you haven't watched it yet, you can get it on DVD. David Naughton, Michael J. Fox. Deborah Klinger was David Naughton's girlfriend. Just a beauty. Just the classic 80s feathered hair. Just a gorgeous girl.
And you were pointing out while David Naughton was the pepper guy. She was the Tostino girl.
Totino's party. I think she did.
Totino's right.
Totino's party pizza. Just an absolute blast.
Yeah, yeah, great movie. I mean, just goes by quick. It's always fun to watch this movie.
Yeah, popcorn pleaser. You can watch it over and over again. They really just don't make movies.
No,
like
no.
this anymore.
Maybe they just try to overthink everything they do anymore.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the most simple things. I mean, this movie had a budget of what, however much the film cost, practically.
I was
however much
looking it
the
up
actors
earlier.
cost.
Its theatrical release, it made $2.8 million. I don't know
Wow.
what the budget was, but
If that it well, it
but
made
was-
money, I'm sure.
It probably had a fairly good budget for the day, considering every character actor in Hollywood is damn near.
Yeah,
in this
you
movie.
recognize. No, of course, you don't know the names,
don't know
but
the
you
names.
recognize so many of these people from ads.
A
And,
dozen people you've seen in other stuff.
Yeah, voices and animation
Pee-wee
and
Herman
stuff.
Pee-wee Herman had a good part.
We
in it.
saw Paul Rubens there as one of his first movie roles when he was
Yeah.
still with the Groundlings, way before the Pee Wee thing kicked off.
So
He was still doing that in nightclubs, I suppose. You know.
yeah. So, for those of you that have seen Midnight Madness, leave a comment below about what you thought of the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. And you know what to do. Like and subscribe to our channel. Jason, any last thoughts?
No, just watch this movie. Do yourself a favor, and I mean, you know, you have that movie out now, you know, game night. But you know, go back to this and
Yeah.
see where movies like this, you know, started.
Yeah, just an absolute blast, worth watching. 90 to 100 minutes.
It really takes your troubles away for a good 90 minutes. It's very enjoyable.
So, anyways, we're Bandwagon fans. Jeff,
Jason here.
get on the bandwagon.
Happy trails.